Bill, how could we not talk about that? Well, we could have brought them up last week, but I'm glad we're bringing them up. They had more success now than they did initially.
And
oh, are you ready for this, Bill?
Let's hear it.
We're going to talk about Moron 5. Did I say Moron? I meant Maroon 5.
Maroon 5.
Yeah, that band that claims that they're not a band anymore.
What are they if they're not a band?
They're just Adam Levine being a psychopath at this point.
I wouldn't call him a psychopath. Maybe a douchebag, but not a psychopath.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? But bottom line, Moron 5. And I'm not
Maroon
saying Maroon
5.
Excuse me, Moron 5.
You know what? Since we didn't talk about them last week, I think it's fair that we talk about both their works from that decade and the decade we're discussing.
I was thinking the same thing. So here's the other one. And folks, I say Moron 5 about Maroon 5 because here's the deal. I'm actually a big fan of them. I went through a Maroon 5 phase, ladies and gentlemen. And from Songs About Jane to It Won't Be Long Before Soon to Hands All Over to Overexposed, which was great, to the first half of V and 5, whatever it's called. And then I stopped listening to their stuff from there, except for like one or two songs from Red Pill Blues or Geordie. Geordie was terrible. Just saying. Don't ever listen to that album. I'm not kidding. It was awful. We did a whole episode on our other show, Career Retrospectives, talking about that one album, and we roasted them. It was that. Do not listen to Geordie. Geordie might be one of the worst releases I've ever heard in my life. Worse than Metallica's thing with Lou
Geordie.
Reed. Yeah, Geordie. It had 2 hit songs on it, and that was it. It had Beautiful Mistakes, which was really good. I like that song a lot, and Memories. But Memories and is just depressing to me. And Maroon 5.
Well, that song was played at Kobe Bryant's memorial service, so that makes it even more depressing.
It makes it it's just a depressing song. But Beautiful Mistakes was I like that song a lot. But outside of those two, that album is just terrible. Terrible album. Red Pill Blues ain't that much better.
You know, like, what? I'll be honest.
Yeah. Hold on a sec.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go on.
Really quick. Geordie makes Red Pill Blues look like American Idiot. Bill, did you hear that? I'm not sure where Bill was.
Sorry, I'm right here. I was getting me some ice cream.
Okay, go. Snack away. But look, Geordie makes Red Pill Blues look like Green Day's American Idiot. It's really that bad. Yeah, like those 2 records are terrible. Long story short, I'm a fan of everything before this time period of 2017 prior Maroon 5. My favorite Maroon 5 song is She Will Be Loved. My favorite Maroon 5 album is Songs About Jane. And ever since that point, I can remember moves like Jagger on the radio. I can remember One More Night, Payphone on the radio. Because these were super high pop rock songs by a band that I really liked. And I will say Overexposed has a lot of really good songs on it. Outside of the big hits on it, like Payphone, like One More Night, like Daylight is my second favorite Maroon 5 song. I love it. In the daylight, whatever it was, I forget. I love that song. It's really solid Maroon. That's Maroon 5 at its finest, truthfully. But so I'm not here to bash them, but I will say this. They were huge in like the world during this time. And they still are to this day. They're one of the biggest bands on the planet. The one thing that annoys me though is that Adam Levine's like, oh, we're rock music is nowhere. I just said that it's not because we just saw the Killers and it was a sold out show. Just saying. So he's wrong for saying that. And he was pretty much a terrible human being afterwards. And now all this stuff's coming out about him now, but whatever. But if we're just talking about the music though.
And listen, whatever. And I just want to say, whatever Adam Levine does in his personal life, it's not our business.
Exactly. He's got more.
Listen,
money than
we
that.
don't condone what he did, but if a parent, okay, that has been going out that he's been cheating on his wife, he's been fooling around. Listen, I don't condone what happened, but what's going on, that's between him and his wife. That's nothing to do with us. We're just here to talk about his music.
Yeah, and like I would not call them a pop band. I would call them a pop rock band. Because if you think about it, if you go back and you listen to songs about Jane, you listen to "She Will Be Loved," "This Love," "Harder to Breathe," "Sunday Morning," "Tangled." You go back and listen to that album. It's not a pop. It's actually a hard hitting album. And because of the single of "She Will Be Loved" and also "This Love," those things, you know what I'm talking about, Bill? This love has taken its toll. Yeah, it's such a great. I still hear that on the radio today. They are one of the biggest selling pop rock bands out there. Now, will they have? They just announced a Las Vegas residency too. I'm curious to see what they play, because I think the backlash of Jordy really got to them after a while. So,
okay.
Go ahead, your turn. Sorry.
I think my thoughts on Maroon 5 are, if not the same or very similar to yours. I like their earlier stuff better.
I agree too, 100%.
My
favorite album is "Songs About Jane."
Yeah, I really like "She Will Be Loved." I like "Harder to Breathe."
That's
I like
such
"This
a good
Love."
Song.
For as we go on, I like "One More Night." That's an okay song.
I like that one too.
Like a recent song that I kind of like. I like "Maps."
Oh, I forgot about Maps. It's so good. I love that song.
Leads to you, the map that leads to you.
And Sugar.
Sugar's a pretty good song.
Animals.
Baby, I'm praying on you tonight.
Aren't you down, eat you alive, just like animals.
That doesn't sound creepy at all, does it?
Nah, a little bit.
That was sarcasm.
Sorry.
Anyway, 20, but I don't know, recent years, I don't really like their music from recent years. I think they kind of sold out.
Yeah, I wouldn't just say that they sold out. I would say that their last two releases are terrible.
Because I think they went more, I'll be honest, they went more pop.
Yeah, or R&B or whatever. You know, it's terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, Red Pill Blues was just, I listened to them a lot, and I was like, why am I listening to this? This is not good. It was such a shift. It was also the featuring stuff on there was terrible. Like featuring this rapper, featuring this rapper, no one cares. It was terrible.
Yeah. You want to know something? When we were talking about songs about Jane with "This Love."
Yeah, what about it?
That song's a breakup song.
Oh, I know.
And that was actually, remember when we did the whole songs that are misinterpreted? We did a whole segment of songs you shouldn't play at your wedding.
Oh, that's one of them for sure.
Yeah, that was actually played at my friend's wedding.
Oh, I'm sorry, bud.
Now, I love them to death. They're awesome people, but I didn't know what that song was about until I'm like, huh?
Yeah, no, I understand.
But
yeah,
they went too popish. They sold out.
Yeah, and then Jordy was. I listened to it. I couldn't listen to it again. I could listen to "Beautiful Mistakes and Memories," and that's it. I was in shock about how terrible it was.
But you've seen them in concert, though, have you?
I saw them. Actually, I saw them on my birthday in 2018. I forgot about that. Yeah. I saw them on my birthday. Yeah.
And how were they in concert?
Incredible. They rock so hard. It's insane. You know, for a band that's such a pop-driven, radio-driven band, they are still a rocking band live. They covered "Highway to Hell" at one point.
Oh, that must have been interesting.
No, on one of their earlier albums. If those you got to find this. they covered Highway to Hell on one of their albums in 2002 or 3 or 4. It was a live album, but they covered Highway to Hell by AC/DC. I'm like, what? I couldn't believe it. I was like, what the hell? I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, and Adam, we could make your week a little worse from all the shit that's been going on. We could make your week a lot worse.
Totally.
But we're not going to. We could, but we're not going to. We're nice.
We could, but we're not going to.
We're too nice for that.
Yeah, we're way too nice.
Yeah, I like the earlier stuff better though.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the earlier stuff. I mean, songs about Jane is like just, and
Jane,
she will be
Adam Levine's ex or something.
Yeah, he wrote songs about his ex-girlfriend. That's a lot of the songs that album was about. So, but yeah, bottom line, Maroon 5 is a very, very successful act, but I hope to God that their next album is better than their last two, because their last two was atrocious. But yeah, if you haven't already, check them out. They are very talented up until 2016. So, but yeah.